Looks like we got some fairly big news on the credit card front because M1 Finance has announced that they're going to be issuing a credit card very soon with some pretty sizable perks. However, there's still a little bit unclear on what exactly it's going to be offering. Here's the announcement. I just got this in my email today, or this is probably coming out the day after this was released, but they're offering some potentially pretty large cash back depending on where you spend your money. Of course, there's always a catch with credit cards. You got to take a look at the fine print, but it says you can earn up to 10% cash back when you spend with certain brands in your pie. So your pie being what you invest in on M1 Finance. M1 Finance is a stock brokerage. It's one that I use for my M1 Finance portfolio series that I put a new video out on the 15th of every month. I also use it for my Magic Formula portfolio series, which I actually just posted a new video a couple of days ago. I posted that on the 28th of every month. So I have quite a bit of money tied up in the platform, and I do like it a lot, and it seems to always be getting better since they're a young company. They're a fintech startup, not really a startup at this point, and they're technically worth over $1 billion since their recent investor funding. So they're certainly on the up and up, and we'll see what happens in the future with them. But adding more features all the time, like I said, now they're adding a credit card to their suite of products. Hopefully things continue to get better. But anyways, the tiered owner's reward system also includes popular brands at 5% and 2.5% cashback levels. For everything else, you earn standard rewards of 1.5% cashback. So if for nothing else, it's a 1.5% cashback card for any brands that are in the program that would be actually in your investment pie. So I guess it's enticing you to invest in the company as well. We're still waiting on quite a bit of details, but I guess this is a look at what's going on here. Check out these brands that are included in the owner's rewards. I don't think this is a totally exclusive list. I think it's going to include other companies as well. But if you have Netflix apparently in your portfolio and you buy something with Netflix, if you happen to pay your own membership fee and you don't mooch off of someone else, so if you're that rare person who is paying for it, you get a nice 10% discount essentially, and it goes back into your brokerage account apparently, and you can invest that more easily into more Netflix stock or whatever stock it happens to be that you want to buy. Same goes for Starbucks. You can get 5% back apparently on Starbucks if you own it in your pie, 2.5% back on Amazon, and then 1.5% back on everything else. And I wonder if they're going to be adding many other companies in here. This is just maybe a teaser of some of the companies that they've locked in. This card is not out yet. They're opening up more information on their wait list already. So we'll see what happens in the near future, but I definitely wanted to let you guys know about this since it is interesting for sure. And then they have their general referrals on actually signing up for M1. Anyways, let's go back to their page. Here's my M1 Finance account. I am on the wait list, so I'll let you know as soon as I get more info on this card, since I should be one of the first to get it, one would think, but we'll see. This is the owner's rewards card by M1. Get up to 10% cash back when you use this credit card to spend with companies you invest in. Automatically reinvest your cash back and earn like an owner. So the cash back gets put into your brokerage account like I mentioned earlier. However, there is a $95 annual fee if you don't already have M1 Plus. I do have M1 Plus. That's $125 a year. Gets you a lot of pretty decent perks already on M1, including a 2% margin loan interest rate as opposed to 3.5% if you don't have M1 Plus. So that alone for me is one of the big reasons I use it, since I have margin right now to cover real estate down payments before I refinance out of them, or just simply contribute more cash to my account. That is already a great perk. On top of that, if you have M1 Plus, you'd get this card without this $95 annual fee, which is interesting. I'll include an affiliate link in the description below if you want to sign up for M1 Finance. It is free to sign up. You don't need to use M1 Plus, but if you want to get early access for this card, you can sign up using my link. If you end up funding an account, I could get a small commission, so it would help the channel out a lot too. But if you're interested in learning more about this card, that would be the place to go. So again, that'll be in the description. But you can see on this fancy page here, we have a rotating card, and apparently it's metal. Since that appears to be all the rage these days, since you need to apparently take out your credit card, clink it on the table like a complete tool, but whatever. That is a nice perk if that's something you're going for. All I really care about is cashback and any bonuses. It doesn't appear that there's going to be any introductory bonuses, because there are some pretty big ones floating around right now. I think the Chase Sapphire Reserve or Preferred, or one of the Chase Sapphire cards, is offering like 80,000 bonus points just for signing up if you spend a couple grand. So there are some pretty big bonus rewards going on right now. This doesn't appear to have an intro offer. We'll see if they do something like that, maybe free years of M1 Plus or something like that, or free stocks even. That would be interesting. We'll see what happens there. Nothing so far. It's just offering the cash back, and you can unlock this early access here. More spinning images of the metal card, free with M1 Plus. And this goes to their overarching theme of more of your money in one place. They're trying to have a suite of services that they offer. They have M1 Spend, which is their checking account, and that's actually with a cashback debit card of 1% back if you have M1 Plus. Another perk to M1 Plus is you can get cash back on a debit card, which is interesting. You get also 1% back on your checking if you have M1 Plus. So that's a checking account service. They have their obvious brokerage service for investing in stocks, as well as some automated tools for building a stock portfolio and maintaining certain balances in your portfolio. Those are great features as well. Depends on what you're looking for in a brokerage as well. There are drawbacks to M1 Finance. I've documented them in the tutorial series that I'll also include in the description below, where I go over some of the major features of M1. Looks like I might have to add this one once we get more info on what the final card is going to look like and all the different perks with it to see if it's really worth whatever it is they are charging for it, the $95. If there's anything else beyond that, we'll see what happens. Because I already have M1 Plus, I would be inclined to sign up for this card because I want to add more free cards. And this way it kind of would be free since I'd be using M1 Plus anyways. And by having a lot of different free cards under my belt, or ones where I'm not paying annual fees, I could build more credit history over the long term without having to worry about paying annual fees or where something isn't actually worth keeping. Of course, I'd have to want to stay with M1 Plus for the long term because I'd be paying that anyways. But if I have a substantial portfolio in M1 Finance, it seems like it'd be worth it anyways. And by getting a bunch of free cards under my belt, I would be able to get a lot of credit history and get that average length of credit history up. So even if I start churning new cards or getting a bunch of new mortgages and doing a bunch of hard credit pulls on my actual credit score, it won't actually affect it that much, or at least as much as it would if I didn't have a bunch of cards under my belt. That's my theory, and that'll take some time to actually get to. But one way to do that for me, at least in my view, is to get a bunch of free cards, even if that will mean that my credit score is a bit lower in the shorter term. Taking advantage of some of those awesome introductory bonuses is also nice. Credit card churning is definitely something to look into. But beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Depending on what you're trying to do with your financial situation, it might be very different. But I am definitely looking to add a lot more credit cards since I'll be closing on a property tomorrow that is in my own name with an owner-occupied loan. So I've been wanting to keep my credit relatively untouched before actually going through this deal and getting that actually closed on. Once that happens, I'm going to be probably applying to a couple of credit cards in the very near future. Maybe this will be one of them, depending on how quickly they roll this thing out. But there are definitely some that I have my eyes on. I'll definitely document that on the channel. So if you guys want to see that sort of content, then be sure to subscribe. I do put out other videos about real estate, investing, and pretty much everything that has to do with personal finance, the markets as well. Definitely subscribe so you don't miss any new videos since I put out new videos every single week. But otherwise, that's all I've got for today. So if you like this video, please like it since that would help the channel out a lot. And be sure to check out the free stuff in the affiliate links in the description below, whether that be for M1 Finance or otherwise. There's some free stuff down there to take advantage of. But until next time, take care.